gonna get me a piece of shrimp first, just by itself. It is hot.
I told you the vegetables are hotter
But you can actually,
because of the moisture in them.
yeah, you can go right through the veggies. Your fork
the
should
veggies
be able to
are
go
perfect.
right through them. I'm gonna have this big old piece of broccoli.
So hot. Told you. I told you it's so
It
hot.
melts. It's melting in my mouth. That broccoli melted over my tongue. Oh, that's amazing. Morning, folks. Lester and Jamie here.
Good morning.
While we're sitting here having our morning coffee, before she gets up and runs off to the garden, she drops me a challenge.
It's a good one.
She wants to battle me in a garden cook-off.
Yeah.
And I asked her exactly, what do you have growing over there? And she starts naming off all the things that are growing. And all of a sudden, when I heard broccoli, zucchini, and squash, my ears perked up. She doesn't know why yet,
It's okay.
but I actually do know a recipe using those 3 vegetables along with a few other things, and I'm going to accept this challenge. I'm going to walk out and pick my vegetables now, and by lunch today, I will be serving up my dish. You guys will be the judge
Ooh,
of
that's a challenge,
it'll be a
guys.
1 to 10 scale of how delicious this meal looks. Join me. Don't leave me here. I will need your help every step of the way. So there really are only 4 ingredients that I need that come from the garden. And I know that we have lots of green beans growing at the other garden in Plum Grove, so I'll grab some of those also. But I will need zucchini. Now that's pretty small. I don't want to take, there's one right there. I can take that one. There's one. I need some yellow squash. I should have brought a basket. Should have brought me a basket. No one send me an apron, okay? I would not wear an apron. I need this whole chunk of broccoli. My God! Do y'all use a knife for this? Okay, I need that right there. All right, so I have got enough. I've got enough to get started here. I'm gonna have to ask, can we change the rules a little bit? I'm gonna have to add a couple of things from the grocery store. I will need a protein source. I will also need a little bit of olive oil. All right, so there's a couple of more ingredients that I need for my special dinner. And we're gonna find those right here in the garden, the Plum Grove property. Jamie swears she has a lot of beans. Am I following you? So we're going for green beans. Oh, okay.
They're
So
all along the outsides out here. Like all the... Looky here.
So yes, I will need,
See?
well, let's pick a few. Let's try to get about 10 or 20 of these things. All right, I am here to pick up the last few ingredients that I need. All right, so what we need is some source of protein. We have peeled and deveined shrimp. That means no tails, right? We don't want tails on them, or we don't want to peel the tails. All right, these are the 3 things that I need: minced garlic, some olive oil, and some shrimps for some protein. And guys, we are good to go. All right, so I spent $11 inside the grocery store, and everything else has come out of the garden. I made donuts one time, and I thought it was a really neat recipe from my childhood. And people tore me up because I did donuts, the kind that you buy, the little biscuits that you buy, that you can cut a donut hole into them and you can cook them, you can fry them in grease. Yeah, butter flavored Crisco. Man, that's the brown sugar. Shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it. Oh my God, that was good. And people tore me up. I have not cooked since then. No, I've cooked aplenty, just not for you all. I hope today will be a little bit easier. You can go a little bit easier on Lester, because I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. Well, I am back, and we are about to get the grill fired up. Remember, in this recipe, this is one that you would use if you want to try to impress people with your grilling skills, even though in reality, you might not be that great of a griller. All right, so once I get my grill set, I've already got the level. I don't want to cook these too fast. You want to slow cook them. Now, you'll see a little bit later, we're going to wrap these things in aluminum foil and get all the pieces of our vegetables and our shrimp all diced up and cut up and mixed all together. Just give me some. This is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun video. Okay, we're going to try that again. We're going to try that again. I'm not familiar with cooking videos. I don't know cooking terminology. As a matter of fact, I don't know much of anything that comes out of my mouth. Things just kind of spew out. If you know me, then you already know that. Anywho, the neat thing about this recipe is that even if you're not a grill master, like a lot of men claim to be, you can still grill up a really neat side dish to go with whatever your partner wants to grill up. That noise that you hear are chickens. They're afraid. All right, so we're going to wash our hands up and get ready to do preparing all of our vegetables and everything. I will say that to me, anything with cooking, this is the worst part of anything with cooking. Not cleaning my hands. Washing my hands is fine, but it's the preparation. All the prep work that goes into making a meal is what I hate the most. But I'm going to bring you along with me, and I think that as long as we're doing it together, well, things are always funner and gooder when you do them with people you love and care about, right? All right, so I'm going to lay out all of the ingredients that I will be using in today's recipe, and we'll talk more about those as we go about doing it. I've gotten home and allowed my shrimp to defrost. Are there any more lights in here? I need more lighting. Give me a second for more lighting. All right, so what I've done is kind of spun my camera around here facing the sink. I'm gonna actually cut all of my veggies and put them into the colander to wash. All of the peas that we got, our beans, I'll drop them into my colander. Now, you're not gonna judge me, right? No one's gonna judge me on this. I'm gonna use these to cut my broccoli up. And this is very easy to use. It's easier than a knife. I wanna keep all of my little broccoli heads together. All of my squash and zucchini, long ways. I want long strips. And you'll see why a little bit later. I probably could have used a different knife. And so for people who love to critique, I'm sure that's one thing you're probably gonna have a field day with. This is actually so long that I can cut it twice and it will still be okay. There. At this point, I'm gonna start washing all of my vegetables. You don't wanna watch this, do you? Can y'all just trust me I'm gonna wash the vegetables? Can you just trust that I'm washing all of the vegetables? So what I'm doing now is tearing strips of aluminum foil. I want this to all be about the same length. And so I'm gonna need 4 of these because I'm going to make 2. I'm gonna make 2 of our little dishes. So I'm gonna put a little bit of the same mixture. We're gonna have equal portions here on both sets of aluminum foil. All right, that's good. All right, now I'm going to mix in a little bit of garlic, and I want some garlic. I want some of the garlic juice on there too, not just the actual garlic. I want some garlic juice. I'm gonna put a little bit more in mine because I like this stuff. And it's very healthy for you. Okay, so what I've done, okay, so there we go. Okay, so what I have done, well, you can see right there in front of you is an entire vegetable medley, you might say, with shrimp as our protein. Okay, now it's time to roll these bad boys up into little taco type things, like sort of like burritos. Now remember, they have to be doubled up, but you don't want to lose any of your juice and flavorings. So I'm going to take and fold them together just over here. And I'll take the ends and kind of wrap the ends up like this over here. And so everything is enclosed. But this is no good. This is not good. This is not ready yet. You know why it's not ready yet? Because you want those vegetables to steam inside of here. So even though I have my taco boats ready, this is how I'm going to serve these. I want to wrap it one more time to make sure I can keep all the heat inside. That's how you're going to steam this thing, okay? So a little bit more foil inside. It's kind of like some gift wrapping that will all come off before we serve it, okay? You do not want to spill all of your ingredients, especially once you get all that juice forming. You want to keep all that intact. All right, we are ready to go put these on the grill. All right, so we put both of our little taco bowls on top of the grill, and we're going to close it, let it heat up to about 400 degrees, and we're going to let it set for 10 minutes and let that stuff just steam away. Just steam away. Sweeties, y'all can relax tonight. We're using shrimp for our protein. Y'all know I'm kidding, right? Y'all know that I'm kidding. We don't eat our chickens. We eat our chicken eggs. We don't eat our chickens. After our vegetable bowls come off the grill, our veggie bowls, after our veggie bowls come off the grill, I will have them ready to open and serve immediately. And like I said, now I'm going to put them inside of a plate so that it doesn't burn Jamie's fingers or, burn our counters or anything. But you could actually, if you're out and about in the woods or wherever you're camping, or you want to have a kind of an outdoorsy event, guess what? Once the aluminum foil cools off, those things are ready to eat. Or you could simply pour those into a plate or a bowl preferably to keep all that juice together. I just want to be known that I did not just toss my dishes into the sink. It's time to wash dishes yet. I'm actually really washing these dishes. There's not a whole lot though, think about it. We had a spoon that we used when we did our garlic. We had a knife that we used when we cut our vegetables. We had the colander that we used to mix everything. And then I had a cutting board that I used before I cut. And those are the only things that I have to wash. 4 pieces, utensils, kitchen utensils to clean up. And that's it. Colander's clean. It's not so bad, is it? I just can't imagine some of the things that you guys cook and all the cleaning you have to do after you cook. This is a very easy one. I'm just doing a checklist in my head while I'm waiting. So I washed my hands before I started. I washed all of the vegetables and the shrimp, the protein that I'm going to use in the recipe. So as far as a cleanliness thing goes, I think that I met all the hygiene standards. There's going to be a lot of folks who are going to be upset with the hygiene thing, and that's something that every cooking channel has to always think about. But guys, I want to remind you that I'm home cooking. I don't think that you guys at home put on gloves when you're preparing a meal for you or your family. I don't think that you guys go through all the things that you might would. Listen, people at your restaurants who cook for you don't go through all of that. Even though the sign says all employees must wash hands before returning to work, do you really think that they do? Seriously, do you really think that all them employees really do wash their hands before returning to work? What other ingredients would you have added to your veggie bowl? What other garden ingredients would you have liked to have added to your perfect veggie bowl? That's what I want to find out in the comments. I also want to find out how you liked the meal, how you feel about all the presentation. Just really go ahead and just make me feel good today. Go ahead and just get out of your comfort zone and give somebody a compliment. I went in, washed all the dishes, talked to you guys for a couple of minutes about some stuff. We're gonna walk over and see if we've attained. Darn it, we've only got as hot as 300. Now, I really can't control that. Babies, go inside. Oh no, look, their door's closed. No wonder you're so upset. So, guys, I am the worst man. Oh, sweet little things. I forgot to open their door after I moved them this morning. I left the door closed. Okay, let's get back. Excuse me. I'm thinking about a rubric we could use to evaluate our recipes. So, level of difficulty. Was it a very, very, very easy task? A recipe? That would be a 1. Was it moderately difficult, a little bit hard to follow? That would be a 2. Or, oh my gosh, that just requires a lot of work. That was very difficult. That would be a 3. So on my level of difficulty, what do you think it would rate? Very easy, so-so, or hard? And now taste. Now I know you can't taste it, but once you see it, how do you think it would taste? Oh, that's amazing. That's a 1, which is great. So the lower number is better here. So-so or kind of iffy. Kind of iffy there, Lester, kind of iffy. And then finally on the chef skills. So as far as all of the skills you saw the chef use, a 1 is amazing. That chef knows what he's doing. Or that chef, there was some pros and some cons. That chef had it's kind of iffy. Or no, that chef, no, he would absolutely, he or she was no good. And so what you're gonna do is take your scores and add them together. That was probably a bad idea to go lowest score better, because people normally associate a high score with exceptional performance, and a low score is like subpar. But in this case, you're gonna have to remember that a low score is better. I am watching that clock, and we have 3 minutes to go. 3 minutes. All right, the moment of truth, my friends. All right, how nervous are you?
A little.
You shouldn't be nervous. It's my recipe. Let's go ahead, open it up. What we should see is, so this top layer will tear. There we go. Oh boy, look at the steam. Look at the steam.
Oh, it looks pretty. It's good.
The veggies all shrunk.
Well,
They have shrunk. They have withered down.
that's normal.
I know. All right, get you a fork, and I want to give you, this is a taste test. Oh, and a little salt and pepper. You can season them however you want to. So get any kind of seasoning that you would think you might like. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Get any seasoning that you might like, babe. I want to have salt and pepper on mine. I'm going to get me a piece of shrimp first, just by itself. It is hot.
I told you the vegetables are hotter
But you can actually,
because of the moisture in them.
yeah, you can go right through the veggies. You can, your fork
the
should
veggies
be able
are
to go
perfect.
right through them. I'm going to have this big old piece of broccoli.
So hot. Told you. I told you it's so
It
hot.
melts. It's melting in my mouth. That broccoli melted over my tongue. Oh, that's amazing.
High five for garden.
Yes.
Garden packets.
Scale of 1 to 3, 1 being the tastiest of all, and 2 being so-so, 3 just being just not really your thing.
I give it a one.
You give it one? So you think it'd be a really nice side dish to something that we would make around here? Like what? What would be a main dish?
No, this would be a main dish. This would be fine for a main dish. I mean, this is like low carb. There's no, like this is actually a great dish.
This is important. Super easy cleanup. All I have to do is wash 2 plates, 2 forks, and we're good.
Don't let your troubles fester. Come watch Longhorn Lester.
Yeah, something like that.